Hey, what is up, everybody? Ross Sassner from Spiritual Phoenix Studios. We are on day 31 of the 40 Servants Introduction Ritual, and today we are going to meet the Master. But first off, we are going to discuss the lovers and the signs from them, right? So I had kind of said that I'm somewhat jaded yesterday, not really looking for love, and that's still obviously true. It hasn't changed that much overnight. My personality, thankfully, isn't like that shifty. Maybe over a period of weeks that may change, or days, but not overnight, at least not anymore. But some of the things that have come up is me understanding how the overall meaning of that card has been surfacing, like being more compassionate, being more present, being more nurturing to myself in a big way. But then the other thing, like I had a dream about somebody who I was in a long-term relationship with at one point. And I just reached out to her and talked to her, just as friends, obviously. She's moved on. This is years ago that we dated. And then it hit me like after I kind of reached out that that's actually like the love that kind of card was talking about, because it wasn't about the romantic love. It's not about the sex, like genuinely just caring about this person and seeing how they are doing, with no motivation beyond curiosity and hoping that they're doing well. That was like me understanding love. And then also stuff with my pet, like understanding that I've cultivated a deeper appreciation of what that word means, and I've held myself to I might need to give myself more credit for actually bringing it into my life, right? Still work to do on it, obviously. There's always work to be done. The work's never done, but in a much better place. And with all of that said, we are going to get into the introduction ritual for the Master. I call on you, great servant the saint, to come to me so I may know you. I am Ross Cessna, the master and ruler of this domain. I call you here so that you can introduce me to the servant the Master, who is known for encouraging us to always strive to act from our highest selves rather than our lesser nature. O great servant the saint, bring the Master forth so that I may recognize him, and in return he will recognize me as his friend and master. Ever obey me, great servant the Master, and ever please me. In return, I will offer you acknowledgement and sustenance so that your energy, potency, and fame may increase. Give me a sign that you have heard my call and have come forth to welcome me as your master and friend. I make these offerings as a thanks to both of you. And I decided to use patchouli and copal because patchouli is very earthy. Copal has this very spiritual scent to it. And to me, that's kind of what being a master is about, bringing that spirit to the material world and infusing the material world with spirit. That's why I chose those. I'm going to pour the tea. This is just regular chamomile tea. It's a good go-to. Everybody seems to like it. And spilled some on my altar. That one is for all my homies. And yeah, let us meet the Master. Man, copal has to be like one of my favorite resin incenses. Just the smell of it's so cleansing, I guess, which is why people use it for cleansing stones and all that stuff. Anyhow, let's introduce ourselves to the Master. This servant shows us how to be the best version of ourselves. He encourages us to always strive to act from our highest selves rather than our lesser natures. And his mantra is, I am complete and total. Keywords are ascend, divine, complete, wisdom, guidance, best version, evolved, surrender, holy, mystical, sacred, spiritual, mastery. And the Master's prayer is, O great servant the Master, who has learned every lesson and solved every puzzle. Show me how to see things as you do so that I make the perfect choice and take the correct road. May I become what I am destined to become. And the energy of this showing up in my life has been, as of late, this sense of feeling more like connected to my path and understanding the long term of it more so than the short term. It also ties into the daily tarot reading that I did today for the Hecate's Witch's Cabinet. Part of it was about part of the reading itself was how she was kind of the goddess of the crossroads or whatever, right? And to me, the Master is also this person who is dialed into the crossroads. And I felt this sense of finding the balance between the spiritual and the material world in my personal life, where I've increased the amount of spiritual things I'm doing, obviously, with doing this daily ritual. I spend like an hour in the morning, like meditating, doing energetic work, and then all of these other forms of self-care. I walk every day. I meditate later on in the afternoon. Like, I do all of this stuff. Read affirmations. Like, I don't even want to tell you guys how much freaking personal work I do. And while I'm nowhere near a master, obviously, I definitely feel more centered in my path and my journey, and understanding that some of this is just getting comfortable with where I'm at and allowing life to build around that. And I like the artwork on the card too. I'll say this and then I'll shut up so we can actually talk about our signs from the master later on. But I really like the artwork from the card because it has this fire above the heart, and this halo above the person, right? One of the guys who was my mentor for the past couple of years, he always told me that the longest journey we have to take is from the head to the heart, about 18 inches. And in my experience too, kind of once we make that journey from here to here and like figure out how to live from our heart, it really unlocks a lot of personal power and also a lot of patience and tolerance. And I'm going to say this and then I'll like for real shut up. That doesn't mean that I'm perfect. Like, I'm kind of an asshole at times. I'm a lot less of an asshole than I used to be, but I don't think that being spiritual or like being a quote unquote master is ever about not being human and not making mistakes. Like, I think that's unrealistic and I think that's unhealthy. But what I do think is being okay with that and not necessarily trying to work on it, but not necessarily beating yourself up if you don't achieve it, I guess. And with that said, yeah, thanks for checking this out. I hope that you enjoyed it. Tomorrow, let me see who we're meeting tomorrow. Man, I'm slacking here. Tomorrow we're meeting the media. Oh shit, that's been a dumpster fire in 2020. Not looking forward to that. Thanks so much. Have a blessed day. Peace. Hey, thanks again for checking out my channel. If you haven't already, subscribe by hitting the phoenix down below and check out more of my videos over there.